Okay, welcome to the Troy Planning Commission meeting for April 24th. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cappers.
Here.
Mrs. Snee. Mayor.
Here.
Mrs. Mahan.
Here.
Mr. Wolke.
Here.
Mr. Titterington.
Here.
Mr. McGarry.
Okay, we have our minutes of our April 10th meeting. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes?
Move to be approved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, they stand accepted. First matter on the agenda, historic district application for 201 South Market Street. Staff have a report.
Yes, we do. Applicant Bill Sear, who is here in the audience, is requesting that the Planning Commission review applications for signs at 201 South Market Street. There is no OHI form for this building, but I did do some research and found that the original building permit was issued in 1967. First up, the applicant is proposing to reface the existing wall sign and existing freestanding sign. Applicant originally applied for these two signs to have a white background with red and blue lettering. However, staff did recommend that possibly using a blue background similar to the blue color of the existing overhang of the building. The colors of the signs are listed in the report here. As you can see in your report, the freestanding sign, superimposed picture, and the wall sign actually show that they're white, but they will be blue as shown in this picture. So I just want to make sure there was no confusion with that. And then the applicant is also proposing to install white vinyl lettering on the window of the building. The size of the window sign is 12.9 square feet. They're allowed up to 100 square feet, so they're well within the regulations of the sign code. Staff does recommend approval based on the proposed sign will coordinate with the existing color of the overhang of the building, and the proposed signs are appropriate for a building built in 1967 with no historical significance.
Just a clarification. In your report, you indicated that staff suggested that a blue background similar to the blue color of the overhang of the building might be more appropriate. Is that what we're proposing here?
That is what we're proposing.
This is the more appropriate.
This is the more appropriate.
Any questions of staff?
I've got a question of the applicant. Who designed the logo?
I did.
I like that. That's very good.
Thank you.
You're serious? Are you serious? Or are you curious?
Well, I think it's a neat logo with that wrench in there.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there
Second.
And there's a second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mayor.
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan.
Yes.
Mr. Wolke.
Yes.
Mr. Titterington.
Here. Yes.
Mr. Cappers.
Yes.
It's approved.
You're here and yes.
Thank you. Next matter on the agenda is the historic district application for 214 West Main Street. Staff have a report.
Yes, sir, we do. The applicant Tabernacle Brewing Company is requesting the Planning Commission to review the proposed alterations of painting the rear portion of the building, a wall sign, and the addition of a wood privacy fence to the building located at 214 West Main, which you guys are obviously familiar with previous cases. Mr. Tony Scott is in the audience if there's other questions that he may want to speak to. As far as the background, the OHI form lists the property as a two-story brick church with unusual rough-faced wire-cut exterior, as well as preserved example of early church design in the 20th century. Has character-defining feature that includes large windows and wood framework, wall buttresses, stone coping, stone trim at the windows and doors, and again, rough-faced wire-cut brick. Property is zoned B2 General Business District and not listed on the National Historic Register. In 2016, the building was purchased by Keystone Real Estate Group and will be occupied by Moeller Brew House, which is currently undergoing renovations in preparation for their opening. Again, I broke the proposal out into 3 items. If you wish to discuss them separately or all together.
Take them one at a time, please. Go ahead and I take item 1 to start with. So
Okay.
It's a good place to start.
All right, so item 1 is the applicant requests to paint the exterior rear portion of the building. The paint, I did put a paint chip on the desk there, the printout. There's several copies of. Didn't print out very well, so when you see the actual paint proposed color, this color actually matches the previously approved application for the front portion of the building from a previous application. The rear section is not historically significant, given that it's an addition built in 1950s. I believe the cornerstone was actually 1954. And again, the existing rear portion of the gable, part of the roof, is in need of some maintenance and repair, which this painting will also correct.
The staff's recommendation concerning item number 1.
We do recommend approval for this item.
Any questions of staff concerning item number 1?
Move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. Is there support for the motion?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Mahan. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Approved.
Okay, item number 2, Robert.
Second request is the installation of a wood privacy fence that will be in the rear of the property, in the open space directly behind the structure, between the structure and the alley. This portion of the fence is to help provide screening for the dumpsters and rain bin, and also kind of provide some better security along the rear portion of that building. It will be a 6-foot tall wood privacy fence, and staff does recommend approval for this.
Would you tell us more of a specific location of the privacy fence? Is it going to be adjacent to the alley, or is it going to be next to the building, or where's it going to be? 'Cause
Yes,
there's like 3 parking spots back there that are available.
Right, so the applicant has some other plans he's looking at, hopefully to bring back to the planning commission at a later date. He's working some of those details out with some parking and maneuverability on the lot. This fence will actually go from almost the corner to corner of the building, so
Right next to the building?
right next to the building, extending out towards the alley.
Okay, and you say it's 6 feet wide?
It's a 6-foot tall.
6 foot tall.
privacy
How
fence.
wide would the privacy fence go out towards the alley?
I didn't take that measurement. It looks,
But it's the width of the building.
yeah, it's the width of the building. He is able to go property line to the extent of the property lines if he wishes. I believe he was wanting to leave some room to allow workers and maintenance on that.
But what's this application for? How far away from the building is it going towards the alley?
Looks like he has at least 32 feet from the building to the property line at the alley.
Yeah, but the fence is going to be erected in where in that 32 feet?
Do you have an
Mr. Scott,
exact
would you come
dimension you
on up?
wanted? I know we were still trying to figure out exact.
Where the ramp goes down to the side of the building.
Yeah.
Where that corner of the building is, straight to the alley. So we're leaving, it's actually 11 feet to the property line, to the corner of that building. It'll go straight out to the alley, come back, and then come back to the building. I think it's 5 or 6 feet short of the Short Street side of the building.
Okay, so the privacy fence will go all the way out to the alley then?
Yes, it'll need to cover the dumpsters, the health department requires all that kind of.
Okay, do you anticipate any problems with deliveries? I know DTL and all of those big trucks.
No, so food delivery is actually on the other side. So the 11 feet that we have, it has a ramp. So the food deliveries are actually come on your building side of that building and be able to go down. All the other deliveries will be on the other side through the big garage door. So,
Okay, and is this going to be a painted fence or is it stained?
it will be stained eventually. So as a builder, you can't stain it for a year. So yes, it'll be a cedar type fence, dog-eared. We obviously got a lot of money in this, so we want to make it look nice. So, yep.
And is there any plans for an outdoor area for sitting and consuming the alcohol?
We're working through some of that stuff eventually, but there's obviously a lot of stuff that goes in along with that. We're trying to get the main part open first. And
Okay,
so,
just to reiterate, the fence is going to go all the way out to the alley and back to the building?
correct. Yep, it goes from the corner of the building on the east side, not the little jog in the building, but the corner of the 54 building, 1954
Right.
building, to the alley start, not to our property line, because our property line actually goes into the alley or a little bit. So basically where the parking lot ends now, back and then back to the building. It's just one rectangle.
Any other questions of Mr. Scott while he's here?
Either Tony or Robert, what is the fence going to look like? It's cedar, but is it going to be
6 foot dog
vertical
eared.
slats,
It's
dog
6
eared?
foot dog eared, so you can't actually be able to see in it. You actually,
Yeah.
per health department, you're not allowed to be able to see through it, get through it, something like that, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I know his rendering had a more of a stockade style, but it was 6 foot, normal, traditional 6 foot dog eared slat,
What rendering?
which is what you see, you know, in most.
Did you not give them the
I
rendering?
don't know that we have the rendering.
Yeah, we got it.
I'm sorry,
There's a full rendering of it,
the
yeah.
rendering in the packet,
Right there. With-
Oh,
it looks, it has a cross member, like a stockade
Yeah,
style, but
Oh,
it
so
will be
that's the
just-
grain bin you're talking about. And the grain bin's gonna be up above that 6 feet though.
Oh, it's going to be tall.
Well, yeah, is the grain bin gonna be painted or is it just? metal?
No, it's metal, it just sits in place, yeah.
Gotcha. Will they have to come back for the grain bin at all?
no, it's considered as like mechanical equipment and dumpsters and all that, so it's kind of necessary.
We submitted the stuff with the application, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
I have it in the
required.
packet as well, but like I said, we can't deny the use of a dumpster.
Sure.
So we're kind of looking at that kind of as the same as mechanical equipment, things like that.
Any other questions, Mr. Scott? Mayor?
This won't impede, but the privacy fence won't impede mobility through the alley, right?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I heard Al mention about trucks or bigger equipment, that it shouldn't.
No, right now, there's parking blocks there, so it would be, essentially, it's actually on the north side of those parking blocks. It actually will help, and the plan that I have, that I'm working through to help with that parking situation, will help that even more.
Good.
So, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions of staff? Okay. Commission want to undertake a decision on item 2.
I'll make a motion to approve item 2 as presented.
Second. Second by Mr. Wolke. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Approved.
Okay, item number 3, Robert.
Yes, sir. Third request is the addition of a wall signage. It's actually a graphic, black vinyl graphic to the previously approved garage door that is on the rear portion of that building. Again, in that rendering that's in the packet, you can see the Rooster logo. That's exactly what it should look like. The building is allowed to have 49 square feet of signage due to the frontage facing South Short Street. The dimensions of the sign as applied will be 6 feet tall by 4 feet and 9 inches for a total of 29 square feet. Again, pending future submissions by the applicant. Hopefully, if that goes through, some of that signage may not even be seen if those plans are approved in the future. But as it is submitted today, you will see that logo on the garage door. Yep. From South Short Street. And again, it's 29 square feet.
Thank you. Any questions of staff? This will be a black decal.
It is a black vinyl graphic, yes, sir. And that will match the door.
Any questions?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Approved.
Okay, does staff have anything else to come before the commission today?
Nothing further, thank you.
That's the right answer. Commission have anything else they want to discuss? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So,
Mr. Wolke?
Second.
Second by Ms. Mayor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you for attending.
Going to bed.